Hello everyone! So today we're gonna make some shaker cards. I've just cut out these circles from cardboard using my compass and then my scissors. I don't have a cutting die that's round yet. I've also made the little circles here for the background. So this is watercolored paper and then I've written down on them, "Nice to see you." So the way we're gonna do this is it's gonna come on top. There's gonna be a certain depth so that we have some space for like sequins and sand to move around in them. And there's gonna be a layer of plastic to protect everything. So first we're gonna do this little porthole that's gonna come here at the front of the shaker card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply going to paint them. So I'm making 8 as usual, and I'm gonna paint them with very simple acrylics, and I'm gonna do a dark brown, like a dark brown first layer. And then I'm thinking of doing like a metallic acrylic layer on top of the darker background, and then some I can't find the words. What's that? Nails. Okay, so let's just do the black first. So I'm very simply just painting it black. And then we're just gonna wait for it to dry for a little bit. I'm really sorry about my head and my hair showing up. And so as I mentioned, like a darker brown. So for brown, I'm painting, like I'm mixing blue, red and yellow, and then the black to make it really dark. Alright, all done. And this is the metallic liner that I'm gonna use on the surrounding once it's dry. Hey again. Okay, so now that this is dry, we're gonna make it, we're gonna make the metallic, how do you call this? You know, like you're going on top of another layer, the metallic layer. So we're just painting it metallic on top of the black dark brown layer. Like this. And I'm doing some places where it's very metallic, others where I'm just leaving it black. I'm not being very consistent, and this is on purpose. It's so that it's a bit distressed. All right. Looking pretty good. I'm just gonna make it a little bit more metallic. A little lighter. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, that's perfect. So now we're just gonna let it dry. Okay, so everything is dry, so I'm just gonna use my metallic liner to make the, oh gosh, the dots. I'm making some dots. Nails. I'm making dots to make it look like nails. So this is a 3D acrylic liner. It's a metallic color. So I'm just putting the dots approximately 5 millimeters wide all around. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. The difficulty with this is that when you put the liner, the paint just does this bubble and then like a little tip. And that's the hard part to get rid of. So what I'm using is this tool, and you can use pretty much anything. And I'm just trying to get the tip to go back into the dot, if you will. So I'm doing this circular motion. I'm just grabbing the tip with my tool and then doing a circular motion so that it goes back in with the rest. So you see how they're very pointy, and I'm just grabbing them, and in a circular motion I'm just making sure the tip isn't a tip anymore and it goes inside. You know, it's more like a dot, a glue dot. If you have any other suggestions as to how to do this better, please let me know. I think it's always been pretty hard to do this, and I don't really have a solution other than what I've just showed you. Okay, so I've made all 8. So we have everything. So now we're gonna move on to the plastic liner that's gonna be stuck to these portholes. And I'm gonna use this foam tape to glue the plastic cover. And I'm using pretty much anything I find which is plastic lined to just do this. So I'm just gonna do a pourtour like around the porthole so that it's pretty much the same size. It's quite thin, so there's not that much margin of error. And I'm just going around, and then I'm just gonna cut them out. And I'm using my scissors. If you have a scissors or something, much easier, just cut out rounds with the scissors the same size as the porthole. Of course, I don't have a scissors yet, and I don't have any round dies anyways, so I'm just using my scissors, and it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty nice this way. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut around, and I'm gonna cut it a little bit smaller than the mark I've put with my pen so that it's not visible. There, perfect. I'm gonna cut the second one. And this is when I figured that I should just, since I'm not using a scissors, my rounds are not perfect, so I should definitely just stick them one to the other as I make them, instead of making a whole bunch and then sticking them and finding out that they're not the same size and they're not really round and having to do it all over again. So I suggest you do what I did, which is just make them and stick them as you go. Alright, so now let's cut another one, the third one. there. And now I'm just gonna glue them. So I'm using tacky glue. And I'm just gonna glue the cardboard porthole to the plastic lining. And I'm gonna put something heavy on top so that it doesn't move and it sticks perfectly well. I'm also making sure that the glue is all over and it's pretty thin, the layers, so that I don't have a lot of glue coming off on the plastic lining, which would be visible. It will definitely be transparent, so that's okay, but it will be a little bit visible. So I'm being here really careful, and I'm putting my Byron Bay sand on top so it's not too visible. And next, let's just make all 8 of them. So it's pretty much the same process. We're just cutting off from any kind of plastic. It has to be a harder plastic, which is why I've used pretty much anything I could put my hands on that had a plastic cover. So this is packaging from the foam tape you can see on the screen, and over here is the plastic packaging I got from when I bought some brads and eyelets. So you can use pretty much anything. Just make sure it's not too thin, you know, like I don't know, the rolls of transparent plastic. I think that's too thin. Acetate paper will work definitely. Just make sure it is quite thick, because otherwise your sequins and sand or whatever you put in your shaker card, it might just not move because it won't be like, you know, it doesn't move. It's strong. I don't know the words for this. This is crazy. Okay, so next step, we're just gonna attach it to the background. So this is a background. I've just watercolored watercolor paper in blue, and then so I've just painted it really simply, and then I wrote the words "nice to see you" using a nice calligraphy brush. I think I used the Tombow brush, and I'm now cutting slices of the foam tape that I bought in Action in France, and it's really sticky and it's really annoying, and I would love to know how you guys do this, because my scissors are really suffering, and then I have to spend like hours just cleaning them. So I've ended up using just my cutter, and I'm just putting the foam tape on the side where there will be the porthole. And this allows us some space in between the background paper and the top plastic layer, so that what's inside, you can put sequins, I've put sand, you can put pretty much anything you want, but you do need to leave some space. Like if you're putting glass beads, for example, you will have to have significant space in between layers so that your beads can move around. Otherwise, they're just gonna get stuck and you won't be able to shake the card. So with sand, it works pretty well. I didn't want to use too much plastic because plastic is a bit of a problem in the ocean, and so I used a little bit of plastic paillettes, glitter, very little bit, and I did want to raise awareness by doing this on the plastic that is in the ocean, because most of the time you don't see it. You don't see plastic pollution, so that's why I use transparent glitter, and my glitter is iridescent. It's got a nice little touch, so you can see it only if you look at it in certain ways, and with the sand it looks quite nice, I think. And it also makes you think about what's in the ocean and all this plastic pollution that we have, and maybe also think about, do you really need to put glitter in your journals and everything, because you don't know what's gonna happen. And all this glitter ends up in the sea and is eaten by fish, and we eat the fish, and the fish are full of plastic, and it's pretty disgusting. But anyways, glitter is fun. There is biodegradable plastic now, so I really recommend you use biodegradable glitter, which is so much better since it degrades into the nature. So here we are. I've managed to go all around with my foam tape, and now I'm putting some sand. I got this in Byron Bay. I love the sand. It's so thin and beautiful in Australia. Sorry. And then I'm using the glitter I mentioned. So I'm gonna put this one, which is quite transparent, but it's got a little bit of a pearl touch. And I'm putting just a tiny little bit so that you can see it. And I've definitely put way too much there. So I'm carefully gonna remove a little bit with my tool. Yeah, I only wanted a little touch of plastic, and then I'm adding my sand. You don't want to put too much sand either, or too much stuff, because you might not be able to see what's written underneath. But this amount is pretty good. And then I'm just sticking everything, making sure everything is properly stuck. And there we go. So it's a nice size, and you can see all the sand moving around, and you can see also a little bit the glitter. I love these. I'm not yet sure what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking of, I'm definitely gonna put them in my journal, the junk journals I am currently making about the ocean and sea and mermaids and stuff. But I'm not yet sure where. I thought on my envelope pocket. I've put a tutorial online on how to make this envelope pocket where you can put like cards and stuff, but I'm not sure because it's already quite thick, so I fear it might be just too much, like too much stuff in this pocket, and it's just gonna take too much space. So I might just put it on a tag or on a card by itself. Yeah, maybe just by itself. So here I am just doing the 8 other ones. So I'm just cutting slices of the plastic foam tape that you can see here, and I'm really making sure there's no space in between each layer. And then I'm adding the little glitter and a little bit of sand on each of them, and then I'm just gluing all of the covers on top. Okay, all done, all 8 done. Now I'm going to check that everything is fine, and as you can see, it's some of them are not perfect. So I'm just gonna cut off the excess. Since I've cut them by hand, it's not very straight, so I'm just making sure everything is pretty straight and pretty well done. As soon as that is done, I'm gonna make this, you know, it's white on the side and I'm not a fan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Vintage Photo. It's Distress Oxide from the Ranger series. And I'm just going to distress the side so that you don't see it so much, so that it's not so white. And what I'm distressing here, it's mostly the foam tape. So that's why it's really important that you put it right, the foam tape, so that it arrives on the side perfectly and that everything is well put together. Alright, so that's all done. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!